live. Hangout on air is live. East live. So here we are. I don't know what we're doing except for hanging out. So anybody is there anybody out there? Is there anybody?
There are people
There's
out
a
there.
few people. There's a few souls in here.
They're out there.
A few intrepid souls have joined us for this impromptu live stream where I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we can talk about whatever we feel like talking about. Yeah. So let me get to the chat so that I can actually like see what people are saying when they say it. I'm like totally confused. How do I get to it? I gotta go back to the dashboard. So how's everybody doing out there? Viper, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm great. Thursday.
It is Thursday.
One day closer to Friday.
One day closer to Friday. I did not go to work today because I was not. I had this conference that I run all last week, and I've just been wiped out, super tired since then. So I figured, I would just take a me day, a vacation day of sorts, and that's what I did.
You know, sometimes it's necessary, man. Sometimes you need to take that me time. It's very important.
Yeah, I agree. And it was nice. It was nice. I did record 4 videos today, which doesn't count as resting. I'm not very good at resting. So c'est la vie. But I don't do the G Fuel. That stuff is like poison. That stuff is poison.
Don't tell that to Zach.
It's better than drinking a bunch of fizzy stuff. No offense to I like Red Bull. I genuinely like Red Bull for the taste.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't mean to not look at the. I'm trying to get in touch with the winners, everybody. But I like Red Bull for the taste. That's why I mostly drink it. But it gets me so I'll admit this, the G Fuel does not get me as woohoo as like a poppy type thing. But it's got better stuff in it. They're not a sponsor yet. But yeah, we'll get there.
Genosis, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Genosis, glad you're here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. That video was fun to make. Well, fun. It's not. It probably fun in a sense, not fun like I'm making this video, but something that people I've talked about a little bit, and I just had a chance today to really think about it. And I saw Roberto's video. We've been talking about it on Twitter between me and Mike, the Detroit Borg, and John Rettinger, all of us having anxiety issues and stuff like that. So I just figured, well, I'll make a video.
I was trying to figure out, I didn't know that you were that tight with Mike at like I love his stuff.
Detroit Borg.
Holy cow.
Detroit Borg.
But for some reason, Twitter told me that Mike liked this, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, are you tight with him?
No, I mean, I followed him on Twitter a long time ago, and he followed me back, at some point in the more recent past. And so I've just commented on some of his tweets and that kind of stuff. I love his stuff. He's one of the first tech YouTubers that I started to watch. I got kind of obsessed with iPods for a while, and
he's the reason I buy so much stuff. I'm trying to emulate him.
Yeah. So he has a collection of every iPod that was ever released. And I think before he got way down deep into making all kinds of Apple stuff, he kind of did that as a gateway. And so I watched all his videos on iPods. And so I think he was one of the very early tech YouTubers that I started watching. Yeah. Nice. Uncharted Trucker, thank you. I appreciate it, man. LeBaron, I appreciate it. Gabby, congratulations. And I'm sorry to hear you were having a hard day today, and I hope things are getting better.
I think her day picked up just a little bit. Just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
Is she in the chat?
think
Okay, cool.
She is in the
Yeah.
chat.
I'm writing the stuff to you, and I'm actually writing your congratulations email. I'm gonna tag you guys in this. Deal with it, okay? But I didn't use hashtag iPhone 10R, so I don't think you'll be inundated by people asking you for the phone. And if they do, just ignore it.
Darren Stewart, would you consider doing a one-on-one, like a one-person Q&A just on mental health / alcoholism? Yeah, I would. I would, no problem. This was totally unplanned tonight. We were on Zach's channel, and I just was like, I feel like talking for a while. So I've been in my studio all day. I had dinner with my daughter. Haven't really got to hang out with anybody, so I figured, why not?
No doubt. So going back to Detroit Borg, like I've been watching his stuff on and off like probably the last like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way that he like goes into detail. Like when he's reviewing a device, right? He basically takes you through every setting. Like I've learned stuff about devices I never even knew existed watching his videos. Like he is legit.
Yeah, he really does know his stuff. And I just admire, like, it might seem like just going through all that stuff and talking about all that stuff would be, I think the casual viewer would be like, oh, that's easy. But no, like he spends a ton of time. He said to do the iPhone 10R videos, he spent like 12 hours doing B-roll.
Oh, I believe it, man. He is meticulous with it. And speaking of people that you are friends with, Jason, I happened to be watching somebody else's live stream earlier tonight before Zach went live. Our good friend Gameski, who happens to be in the chat right now.
Yeah,
he's a good friend of yours, which I'm pretty sure that's legit.
Yeah, we've been friends for a while. Good while.
He was talking you up in his live stream earlier. He's definitely legit. He's out there hanging out with us tonight.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely, man. Like you people know you, Jason. They know you.
You know, it's kind of weird. Like somebody sent me a message, ouch, about the video that I put out today, and you know, it was another YouTube, like bigger YouTuber, and they were just like, you know, it's great when people can, when we can share, when people like us share things. And I was like, I don't think of myself as like a guy who has over 100K subscribers. Maybe I will at some point, but when I'm making that video or whatever, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that like I'm me, and this is my thing, and I'm just going to share it with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was saying on Twitter earlier today. I loved it because when you and Roberto are putting out videos like that, it gets us back to how YouTube became YouTube. It was basically raw human emotion. You guys weren't thinking about an algorithm. You weren't thinking about getting views. You weren't thinking about a niche. You just came out as your authentic self. And that is what made YouTube what it is today. And I think we've lost a lot of that. So to see videos like that, it was kind of amazing personally for me to be watching those videos today.
Yeah, I think, well, this is something that I've talked about on and off, like I said, in different live streams and in different places. Daniel Fisher, thank you for the $10 super chat, and get your homework done. Get your homework done.
Wow, he and that's the teacher coming out of him.
Yeah, get that stuff done, and then if you can, come back and join us in a little while if we're still here. I don't know how long this is going to go. I think there's a lot to be said for vulnerability in everybody. You know, everybody should allow people to see something vulnerable in them. You know, because we all put up fronts. You know, we all front something, and every once in a while, it's nice to just not do that.
Yeah, like I grew up in a house. Yeah, I'm not going to give you my sob story, but my dad always instilled in me positivity, be positive, first impressions, da-da-da-da, and I believe that. What you guys have been seeing on screen with me lately with standing up and everything, that's what you guys saw at the summit, correct? Right? So that's who I am. That is who I am. There's something about live streams like this too, that a lot of that energy comes out. But I have my days like I did yesterday where I'm like, I'm going to make so many people angry by not picking their name for this. I'm going should I make that video? Did I make a mistake? So I have those days now. I've never been clinically diagnosed with anything. I'm sure there's something there. I know I definitely have ADD. By the way, do you guys see the keyboard I have? There it is right there, right? So
You were saying?
I know I have that, right? It was you should see my call with Roberto. I was all over the place, but he loved it. It was great. Yeah. I'm just like you, Jason. I'm just like I bleed red and just like Viper and everything. We just we're just guys that love this stuff, but there's a real side that needs to be talked about. And I think yours and Roberto's videos definitely hit it. And I thought about making a video like that too, but I don't know what I would say. I would definitely put it on my live channel though. But thank you again for making your video.
No, and thanks to everybody who's saying that in the chat too. I'm glad that I could share. It's not always easy to share that stuff, and I'm a pretty open guy when it comes to just about anything. And so, as a writer, like I've been open to the point of, like alienating friends and family and stuff like that.
You do that with your book, Jason.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I've done it with songs in the past as well, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so sometimes there are times when doing a channel that's having a channel like Painfully Honest Tech that's focused so specifically on one thing, it becomes for me, it just becomes a little constraining, and I want to be able to talk about other stuff. And the thing about having this channel and it growing to the place where it is now, it gives me a little bit of a platform to be able to do that. So I'm not going to start making, personal videos every single day.
But sometimes you just need to get it out.
Yeah, it's important to share. And, Scott Aarons, thank you. Thank you for the super chat, and Tech for Your Needs. I'm sorry I wasn't my intention to make anybody cry. But I think everybody knows somebody or is somebody or has had something like that in their lives. And it can feel like super isolating. Like you're the only person on earth, and you're isolated by your problems. You're isolated by what's going on. And it took me a long time to tell you the God's honest truth. I don't talk too much about my family or when I'm doing this YouTube thing, but I've been with my wife for 26 years now. And if I had not met her at the time that I met her, then I probably would not be around anymore. She stabilized me in a way that I didn't know that I needed, and yet
did too, hey?
Didn't fully appreciate until many years later. So
mine got me out of a bad rut with the wrong crowd, and thank goodness. Sorry, continue on. It just reminded me of that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Uncharted Trucker. The new Mac Mini looks super cool to me. I was so upset with what they did with the Mac Minis back in 2014. They just totally destroyed them. I'm surprised that they went backwards and started doing the stuff that they were doing before. So users upgradable RAM and all that. Plus an i7 opportunity you can get a pretty decent spec Mac Mini now. If you want i7, if you want performance, and you buy the RAM separately, I mean, you can spend less than $1,500.
Jason, I have to step away for just a moment.
Okay. Bathroom break. So, what do you think? What do you think about the new Mac Minis and stuff, Viper?
The thing that cracked me up about the Mac Minis is that they cost less than the iPhone 10 and 10s. That cracked me up.
Well, yes, they almost the lowest end model of the iPhone, the Mac Mini is only $50 more expensive than the baseline model of this phone. So you're right.
No, you're talking about the iPhone 10R. I'm talking about the iPhone 10s.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, it starts at $799 for an
Right.
i3.
Oh, right, okay.
Ray Ramirez, thank you for the $10 super chat. Morgan Williams, thank you for the super chat as well, and thank you for the kind words about the video. And hopefully, it sounds weird to say, like, I hope that whatever I shared can mean something and be helpful to other people.
It will. That's the beauty of those videos. When you put your stuff out there like that, you get people that can relate to you, and that's the beauty of it, because they can. I mean, obviously they don't experience what you experience directly, but they can kind of relate to what you're going through because they probably been through something similar. So it really helps, man. You just like, it's the interesting thing about being on YouTube. You never know who your video will impact and how they will impact somebody. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad that, like I said, I'm just glad that I have a platform where I can do something like that and help people.
So let's have a little conversation about something real quick.
Okay.
Do you remember your reaction when Apple held their keynote in September and they unveiled the pricing for the 10s and 10s Max? Do you remember what your reaction was?
Yes,
I do. What was your reaction?
I was super pissed.
Yes. Can you explain to people why you were pissed?
Well, because they sort of switched everything around. I thought the pricing was going to be like $700 and then like $800 or like $799. No. $700, $800, and then it was all going to be in a line. But what they did was they like spaced the 10R $250 away from the more expensive models. So basically creating a market for that phone that wouldn't exist if it was actually competing against the other two models.
You're talking about this right here? That's why I'm doing this for a year.
Yeah.
Correct. So you were mad because Apple didn't really lower the price of anything. They just created a new market for the 10R.
Right.
And I feel kind of the same way about the iPad Pro they just announced last week.
Right.
They priced these things like they priced them. I guess they priced them competitively to what they did like last. Well, actually, no. They priced them higher than what they did last year. But the thing that killed me is that the iPad Pros of last year, they did not change the price to the same price. Usually, Apple lowers the price of the older model, but no. They're like, no, we're just going to put these newer iPads on a different price tier, but you're still paying the same price for the older iPads. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Well, that's exactly what they did with the iPhones.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they could do it differently, but then again, if people are going to pay the money, then why do it differently?
And I think that's what I was telling you when you were pissed off. I'm like, people are going to pay for it anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to Zach here for a minute. So you were talking about a few minutes ago about how you were going to piss some people off because you didn't pick them and whatnot. Listen, man, you did a hell of a job, dude, because when you announced Gabby, damn near the entire chat cheered. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Like
I haven't seen that. I was so involved, so I can't wait to go back and watch the replay.
They were legit happy that Gabby won. I was like, wow. Like,
that's good.
That's crazy.
She's a terrific artist and everything. Yeah.
And even when you announced Willis, like everybody was happy for Willis. Like I think people understood what you were trying to do, and then you went out and executed it perfectly.
It's so like I know it's going to get tougher as the community gets bigger, but I know there's going to be people that are going to be along for the ride. That you're always going to be like, hey, there's so and so. They're always here, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So it's so important for me to. I didn't have a lot. I'm gonna open up one up. We're opening up here. I didn't have a lot growing up. I remember vividly back in my head times where my folks would argue about what credit card are they going to use this month to make it by.
Right.
We weren't poor, but we didn't get it. And I know it sounds so materialistic, but there were times and things like that like I didn't get to play baseball, for example, because my parents couldn't afford the equipment.
Right. I
didn't get to play soccer because we couldn't afford the shoes one year. Like that's all you needed were shoes, cleats.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going weeks, peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Like I loved that. It didn't really dawn on me, but now I know why. I'm fortunate to be in a position, and you guys know the circumstances, and I'm not going to get into the details, but I keep myself very grounded. I still work a regular job. Maybe not to the same hours a lot of people do, and I have the flexibility. But I'm fortunate to be in a position where I can give back and help out the people that I feel deserve it. It's why I sent Jason a camera. It's why I paid for your Vid Summit ticket. It's why I paid for sent Jeff a cell phone. It's why,
right.
And it's not to flex on people and Zach is this. That's not what this is.
Right.
Even before my channel started blowing up, I was dropping huge super chats with Front Page Tech, because I believe in what they're doing over there. And John Prosser and Brian are good people. As much as they can be dicks sometimes, they're good people and they're doing a good thing for the community.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? And you and I, we butt heads with them all the time. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sent John a Facebook message today because I haven't talked to him in like a month.
Yeah, exactly, right? And like I don't have his tweets on alert anymore because I just, for whatever reasons. But the thing is, if the guy called me up tomorrow and said, I need your help, I would be there for him.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
You're allowed to argue and not see eye to eye. Viper and I, we've had our differences behind the scenes, right? We're cool, right? And so, yeah, I want to do another one of these. But thank you guys. I thank you guys again for helping me through it. And again, like I just really worried that maybe somebody wrote out something and they thought they should have won, or maybe they didn't know how to describe it. And but again, I think I'm pretty sure we picked the right people. I'm pretty sure I picked the right people. And yeah, so.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't think about, well, obviously people are going to hope that they have a chance to win. But when I was reading the comments, a lot of people were just happy to have the opportunity.
That I noticed that as well.
So I think that's really important to remember, is that for all the entitled people who might have been like, oh, I deserve to win this or whatever, and that might even just be an unfortunate, like, I don't quite know how to communicate and I'm using this word, but I don't realize that it's offensive. But there were a lot of people in those comments that were just thanking you for the opportunity to win, and there were a lot of people who were deserving with great stories, and so it's absolutely your call, and I think you should just own that, and know that you really helped change a couple people's lives today, and that really makes a huge difference.
You know what would be really cool, and I haven't asked the people to do this yet, but if they're listening, if they could just send me a DM showing me that they got the phone and they're using it, and I'm not even going to publish that, like I'm not going to tweet it. I just want to see for myself,
right?
Not to prove, but I want to see the look on their face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll tweet it anyway, man. You ain't got to worry. They'll tweet it.
I know Gabby's going to be posting some pictures. I know she will with that 10R.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a hell of a camera.
Yeah. So I want to go back, not to cut this off, because I think you did a really great thing, Zach. But I'm trying to keep track of a few questions that have come in. Genosis asks, highest value from Tuesday, Mac Mini, MacBook Air, or iPad Pro.
Mm-hmm.
The iPad Pro is really freaking impressive. I mean, we can say what there is to say about the pricing and all that kind of stuff. But that device, like, Apple's been talking about creating something that would compete with a laptop and positioning the iPad for that. But it hasn't been entirely until I think this iPad's, with the addition of USB-C, which opens up a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things with that iPad. It can be a companion device. It can be hooked up to an external display. It can charge other devices.
You can charge your iPhone, yeah.
Yeah. And I just think that plus an 8-core processor and 7 cores of graphics power.
Yeah, but then we run into the same problem we run in with the iPad all the damn time.
But the specs.
No, not the specs. They're programs. They're still mobile programs. They're mobile app. They're not full productivity app. I know Adobe bringing Photoshop.
Well, I mean, cool, that Photoshop that they were Photoshop that they were showing off is in many ways, to my estimation, from what I saw, superior in a lot of ways to actual Photoshop.
Okay, so you got one app. All right.
Well,
How come we can't have Final Cut on Pro on the iPad? Where is Final Cut Pro? How is that not even a thing yet? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it is a thing.
It's so powerful. I'm surprised. Maybe this new iPad is ready to go with it, and they just haven't announced it yet. I would be all over that.
Yeah, I mean, so, but I have used programs like LumaFusion to do videos on my iPhone and to do videos on the iPad, and it's a pretty full-featured app. You know?
Oh yeah.
I think that while Mac OS and iOS are never going to be like totally linked together,
right?
I think that we're going to see a lot more crossover when it comes to some of these productivity apps. You know what I mean?
I sure hope so, man. I know they're probably working on that whole Mac OS iOS fusion. They already have a few of the iOS app ported over to Mac. I think they showed 4 at the WWDC. So,
yeah,
I mean, but iOS apps on Mac don't really do anything for me now. If you bring the Mac app to the iPad, then we can start talking. But yeah.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. The most impressive thing, the most value that you're going to get out of anything that was announced on Tuesday is that Mac Mini.
Yeah.
Apple finally has another device that you can look to at a sub $1,000 price point, that even if you just get that Core i3 with 8 gigs of RAM, you're not going to set the world on fire with that, but that will be a good machine for the majority of people. And 128 gigabytes of storage is not good, but but I mean, at least raising that up to 256 or 512 isn't going. It doesn't go into the price ranges where like 1.5 terabytes is like $1,000. It's a couple of $100 extra for more storage, and storage is cheap. So if you can't afford to get it built in, storage is cheap. The thing about the Mac Mini that was always really attractive to me was just the idea that you could get a full-featured Mac computer and cheap out on all the rest of the stuff. So you're not paying as much of the Apple tax, right? And it used to be a switcher device. It was a gateway device for people who were thinking about it, but they see that the iMacs are super expensive and the MacBook Pros are super expensive, and they're not quite ready to spend, $1,500 to over $2,000. So now they have this option again.
I think the Mac Mini is a damn good option, just because, like you said, they don't have to spend all that money for a MacBook or a MacBook Pro, or whatever. And a lot of people already have external monitors and all the things that they already need to make it a full-fledged computing device anyway. Right. So having that Mac Mini option is a very good deal, especially to start out at $799. Like that's pretty good for Apple.
Yeah, well, and Sam Jones just brings up the fact that they put all that I/O on there. The 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports.
Yep.
And there's no other Mac device. Well, I mean, I guess the MacBook Pro does have 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, but it doesn't have any other ports. But like the iMac Pro has 4 Thunderbolt 3, but the iMac only has 2. And one thing I was kind of, the fact that it only has it doesn't have discrete graphics. It only has like the onboard graphics that the chip has, is kind of a drag. But at the same time, I was watching a video from a channel that they were talking about how they would use the new Mac Mini in like in a video editing suite, where they maybe had like 5 or more editors, and you can hook up an eGPU to that Mac Mini through Thunderbolt 3, and then you've got yourself some pretty serious firepower. So I didn't think Apple would do it. I didn't
Viper-
think they would go backwards.
Viper, you changed your picture again on Twitter?
I did.
Man, you're confusing me. Sorry, I just got back. I just finished getting a verification. Willis is verified.
Awesome.
I think Gabby's still trying to find her purse.
Some people were asking about like the Surface Pro versus Macs and that kind of thing, or iPads.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The thing about the Surface Pro, and this has been true of the Microsoft devices from the get-go. I had a Surface Pro 3 and I had to return it because the hardware was just wonking out. I have a lot of students who bought Surfaces for medical school because they figured, the pen, the pen support would be great, take notes, et cetera, et cetera. And the majority of my students have just had awful experiences with the Surfaces because of reliability. For some reason, and now it's like years and years on, Microsoft has not been able to improve the quality assurance of their devices. I had the same kinds of problems with the Surface Book, the Surface Book 2, yeah, where both of them had significant hardware problems that I just took it back and was like, $2,500, I can't do this.
The new iPad Pro put everything, including the Surface Pro 6, to shame. All of it.
Wow. That's true. It's true.
Not even fair. It's not fair.
Apple is slowly, at least like in what they're doing with their chips, they are pulling away. And
no, they're not are pulling away. They have pulled away. They pulled away a year or two ago.
Yeah, it's really kind of surprising to see because yes, the A series chips have always been faster than their Qualcomm counterparts.
Yeah.
But now it's like the A12 Bionic is way faster.
They are embarrassing people. And when Apple gets around to putting their own chip in each Mac, oh my God. Woo! Lord have mercy.
So
they're going to start manufacturing their own chips or through a third party?
They already manufacture their own chips for all the mobile devices.
Like they have their own, they're not using a third party to make them?
Nope.
No, those are Apple chips.
Yep.
Wow. And soon they're going to be doing the same thing for their Mac in a couple of years here, and then it's going to be really over with.
Damn. Yeah. I have to admit, man, my time with the 10R has been, I would say, 75% positive. More and especially since I put a SIM card in. More information on that video on Sunday. But I mean, yeah, I'm impressed. I am impressed. Like I said in my video, I'm impressed.
Well, so I've seen some Geekbench scores for the new iPads. 5,000 plus single core score.
Yep.
And almost 19,000
multi-core. Yep.
Multi-core score.
It's ridiculous.
Now, and I know we're talking about the specs. It's just the specs. Blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, you can at least have a sense of what the device is capable of based on those specs, based on those artificial test results.
That's bad. Yes, that's bad. Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, this 8-core iMac Pro that I have, yes, it gets like 30,000 something multi-core score, but the single core score is relatively, when you think about the gap between the two devices, like,
yo, we got iPhones out here roasting laptops though. I mean, I don't know, man. Shoo. Crazy.
Yeah. Simply Beth, thank you for being here.
Simply the best.
Oh God.
I didn't need that at all.
How do you deal with him on a weekly basis, Jason? How do you deal with him?
I don't know. I didn't know he was going to go Cher. I didn't think Cher would come out.
Well, Simply the Best is not Cher. That's Tina Turner.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wow, Mr. Music here.
Well,
We never found a karaoke bar while we were in LA.
no, I asked about it, and you guys were like, "Oh, I don't know."
We'll
So
find one next
I
time.
think you guys were scared.
I already bought my Vid Summit for next year. I already bought it. They sent me an email saying you could get half. It was like $300 less. I bought it already.
Yeah, I saw the email, and I was like, I'm not ready to.
It's transferable, and you can get a refund up to June next year. So I figured, what's the loss?
I know. I'm still waiting on that sweet YouTube cash to come rolling in.
I'm going to package up Willis's phone. Now, which color did he pick?
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay.
Scott Aarons walked out on a Cher Bon Jovi concert in 1990.
You guys can see right here. I'm going to box his mother up.
Yeah, I can understand why. One of my greatest concert regrets is that I got free tickets to see The Who.
Who are you?
This was in like the late 90s or late 90s, and the Wallflowers were opening for them.
Oh, that would be cool. Wallflowers.
But the Wallflowers at that time had a sort of hit with a really terrible cover version of David Bowie's Heroes. It was like in a film or something. And they played that song. They played their version of that song, and I got so angry I walked out.
I just want to show for the record, so we have someone to refer to. This is the yellow, and it's turning on. I'm gonna show the screen one more time and interrupt you, just so we have it on record somewhere, because we didn't do this in my video.
Yes, the screen is on. The phone is functioning.
It's booting. Sorry, keep on going with your Wallflower story.
Yeah,
they weren't that good.
No, I mean it was fine, but it was in Madison Square Garden, and the Wallflowers were just kind of wallflowery for a venue the size of Madison Square Garden.
It says hello. You see that? See, it's
so
working.
Speaking of music, Janosis wants to know what are our guilty pleasures in music. Well, I don't know about guilty pleasures, but most people know that I rock with country music, and my man Kenny Chesney is legit.
Kenny Chesney's awesome.
From West Virginia. No, that's Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley's from West Virginia.
Kenny Chesney is life.
I can't do modern country. Cannot do it.
I am a sucker for 90s pop, like kind of like love songs, like John Cicada. Oh, love John Cicada. I'll put that on if I want to cry. John Cicada. What else? Jesus. Walking on Broken Glass. Man, there's stuff out there. Yeah.
Walking on Broken Glass. That's Annie Lennox.
I know,
right?
but those songs, right? Like I'm sure if I put Cicada in Spotify right now, it would spit out a bunch of the stuff that I like, right?
Yeah.
But like when I'm driving around, you guys see my vlogs, which Roberto said I should stop doing that, and I'm going to stop doing that. I usually have like heavy metal on, or like Metallica, or something from like one of the angry white man, from one of the angry white man stations on Sirius XM, right? So like Nirvana and everything. Like I grew up during like 90s, right? Like Nirvana. Oh, Nirvana's where it's at.
Yeah. I was a big Nirvana fan. I was 20 years old when Nevermind came out.
Yeah.
Rascal Flatts. Oh my God.
I'm gonna find some plastic for this. I'll be right back.
Cringe attack. Any country. Well, not any. Okay, so if it was made after 1985, I probably don't like it.
Oh man,
in terms of the country music.
Oh, you're missing out. All right, so what's your guilty pleasure?
I don't judge myself, so I don't have a guilty pleasure.
All right. Okay. Let's rephrase the question. What is some music that you like that people might not expect that you like?
I kind of default to classic rock if I get in the car and I just need to, and I don't want to put something on, or anything like that. I'll default to just like some sort of rando classic rock station. Which
are you sure? Because we have people in the chat that state that you might be like a Taylor Swift. Are you sure?
Well, okay. So my daughter was a big Taylor Swift fan a couple of years back, and we did listen to quite a bit of Taylor Swift.
Hey, Taylor Swift is legit.
I did appreciate what her thing was and what her thing is. I did appreciate it. I mean, I still remember when she was like a little girl going out there and singing country music.
Like that was real Taylor Swift.
Charlie Rich is the real deal, Kevin D. Charlie Rich is the real deal.
Oh, no. We got to go back to Zach. Zach over there taking shot. Man.
What? Taylor Swift stuff right now blows compared to her traditional country stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. No, man, I got to say, Marlon, that Lana Del Rey performance at the end of the Apple event was terrible.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, why are we at a funeral all of a sudden? Like,
I'm sorry. The soon as they cut to her, I stopped watching. I don't watch those events for music. I watch them for the keynotes and the hardware. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Lana Del Rey, from what I heard in that performance, is just not a very good singer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like
Shot fired.
she was just like her voice was quavering all over the place. It wasn't strong. It
she
wasn't.
kept on apologizing for not swearing. I'm like, what?
Yeah, she was super nervous.
She was scared of big bad Tim Cook because she knew that Tim Cook just went all savage on OnePlus the week before, so she was scared. She was terrified.
Yeah, well, I mean, she probably realized that the audience that she was playing for is bigger than any audience she's ever going to play for before or ever again. So,
damn, Jason.
Good Lord, Jason.
Jason, what are you, Jason? Payfully out in Cook Jr.? What is going on around here? What is happening here?
hey, man, once I start with music, it can get really messy.
I think you were holding back during our original debate.
Yeah. Yeah. So LeBaron was saying he's a church musician and all you listen to is gospel music. I mean, I love old school gospel.
I can't live that life. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not a church going person. I don't, begrudge anybody who is. It's just not something that I ended up having as part of my life. But I love spirituals. I love gospel. I love soul. I love all that kind of stuff. People like Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, all those folks who came up before them, just as singers, there's just something that, like, I don't know, it just sends shivers down my spine every time I hear a great singer.
No, it's like that's what Jason needs. He needs that real time. No, I ain't mad at you, Jason. I'm not mad at you,
man.
You should put like a little note in there, like thanks, like a little handwritten note. I think that'd be nice.
Sure,
you want, buddy. Yeah. But while you're doing that, did we get your guilty pleasure? What do you like that some people might not expect that you like, Mr. Zach?
He said 90s pop.
90s, well, on top of that, I'm gonna have to go with like I really dig some of the old 50s, 60s stuff, like Sinatra and the old like the crooner stuff. Like I'll put that on if Zach wants to woo a lady and my wife.
Is the only one that you're gonna woo? I'm just trying to save you, man. I'm just trying to save you.
But also on the flip side, Laser Brains, I do like some good Backstreet Boys and NSYNC because I've actually met those guys. I've actually met them in person, and I'm not talking about like a meet and greet. Like I've hung out. So I DJ'd and hosted Name That Tune and karaoke shows for 12 years, which is why my voice sounds the way it is. So as part of that, I got to open up for some of these things and go to things and meet these people. I met the boys
that way. Tell me why.
All right, Zach, you have now backed yourself into the corner because Willis wants his handwritten note.
I'm writing it right now. I've got a pad. I'm gonna rip off a piece of paper here and write you a little note. But no, I like the '90s boy band stuff. Like some of the stuff. Like I honestly, if it comes on the radio, I'm like nobody else around.
Marlon Zach, with my guilty pleasure, I already said, man, I'm a country music dude. Kenny Chesney is life. I've seen him in concert 3 times. I'm pretty sure I'll be going to see Kenny Chesney more times in concert. That is my dude. I love me some country music. I don't care what nobody says.
So here's a question. What's the first concert that you ever went to?
This is actually one of my security questions at work. So, yeah, my first concert that I ever went to was in 2004. It was Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne.
Yep.
That's cool. My daughter is a huge Avril Lavigne fan.
Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, she hasn't even put out an album for a long time, but she is still with the teenage girls.
Oh yeah.
Her woman power is still legit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, Scott Aaron says the Smithereens. I actually, the second record that I made with my band Star City was produced by Dennis Dyken of the drummer for the Smithereens. Like, I know those guys very, very well, and yeah, love the Smithereens.
Yeah, I don't care what any of y'all say about me liking country music. You can say what the hell you want. I am not gonna stop rocking with my man Kenny Chesney. I've been rocking with Kenny Chesney for almost 20 years, and I have no plan on stopping anytime soon. Y'all can say what y'all want. I don't care.
I've got a real soft spot for like 70s and early 80s outlaw country. So like Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, even guys like, well, Steve Earle came a little bit later, but so my dad justified his entire existence through the lyrics of Waylon Jennings songs.
Why is Easy Computer Solution trolling in the chat?
What are you doing, Easy?
Why are they trolling? Oh God, that's funny. Okay, go ahead.
So let me see this. Beyonce. Oh, yeah. We don't need to go there, man.
It's too late. You already
However, did you guys see the photo? Beyonce dressed up for Halloween as Toni Braxton,
I did not see that.
and she had the whole look from her Toni Braxton album.
All right, check it out. So you guys can't see it, but it's a big
Note.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love James Taylor, Sam. I love 70s like singer-songwriter stuff.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
So, Jason, what was your very first concert you attended?
Kenny Rogers.
Ooh, Gambler.
On a warm summer's evening, a train bound for nowhere. Met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep.
Ooh.
Yep. Kenny Rogers. And it was crazy. It was crazy because he had this circular stage with the band in the middle. And so this was in the West Virginia University Coliseum. It was on the basketball court, and he just kept walking around, and women were throwing like bouquets at him and underwear and all this kind of stuff. I think I was probably like 12 or not even 12 years old, maybe like 10 or 11 years old. Nice. And yeah, that was my first concert.
My first concert was what was it? It was Green Day. With a group called the Riverdales that opened. The Riverdales played for close to 2 hours. Green Day, 30 minutes. Then we trashed the Mother Lover.
I hate when they do that. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
Best concert, best opening, Filter before Ozzy Osbourne. Oh my God.
Now, I made the mistake of thinking that Zach's first concert was Prince, but he corrected me that was his son's first concert.
Technically, my son's first concert, he was in my wife's belly still. He was born 2 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carly Simon, amazing. Carole King, amazing. Jim Croce.
I'm gonna
Gordon.
need
Okay, I'll say this.
I saw Bruce Coburn before he died. That was cool.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Gordon Lightfoot is somebody that I'm really a huge fan of. So a Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need Easy Computer Solutions to take it easy and get his mind out the gutter though. I
don't know, man. I don't like to objectify in that way.
Oh man, my man Easy going in here. Beyonce, Destiny Child. I know what you're doing, Easy. I know what you're doing.
After the Kenny Rogers concert, my second concert was Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Back when they had, I think it was like Chicago 17 or whatever, when it was all ballads.
They were just here. I like Chicago too, man.
I mean, Chicago was a great band in the 70s, and then they cashed in the 80s. I can't fault them for it. You know, they made a bunch of ballads. They made a bunch of money. And that's totally fine. But that was my second concert. I was in junior high at that point. It was an awkward time.
Willis, we're boxed up. Got your note in there. I took a couple sexy selfies for you. Good to go,
Oh.
buddy.
We don't need that.
I don't know if I would call it objectifying, but if we're gonna talk about attractive artists and whatnot, I mean, we got Madonna out there.
Yeah.
We got Mariah Carey. Oh, Mariah, good.
Right, looking good.
Yeah, Mariah, good. Who else out there?
Britney Spears.
Jennifer Lopez, one of my favorites. I love Jennifer.
Did you see the picture of her floating around Twitter yesterday?
I did not.
Of do a search for Jennifer Lopez. You'll see what I'm talking about. She's wearing something almost similar to that dress back in the day when everyone was making a big deal about the dress. Why won't this lid go on properly? Everything's
because you
flat.
didn't pack it properly. Probably.
So 97 Oxen asks if I have any Fenders hiding behind me. I've got 2 Frankenstein Squire guitars over here. A Stratocaster like that. I bought them both for cheap for my kids.
There we go.
They didn't want them, so now they're mine. And I just kind of
Now they're mine.
and so I'm just kind of slowly taking them apart and putting new things into them. Eventually, they will be like a real guitar.
Oh my dear God, Zach is not kidding. Wow. Okay.
Is that right? Am I trying?
And Jennifer Lopez, like, okay, she's in her 40s.
Yes, she is.
She's in her 40s,
Yeah.
and she's got to be working hard.
Yes.
She's a very attractive woman.
Mama she still got a body on her. Whoa, Lord. But yeah. But I
Yep.
digress.
Okay, yeah. Prince, greatest musician ever. LeBaron, you are right. You are right.
The brand just in there trolling. I'm not gonna even mess with you tonight because I know you're trolling.
I'm sorry, man, but Prince has got it. Has got. He was like a quadruple sextuple threat. Like the guy could do
Listen, man,
the
I
guy
don't have
could
a
do
problem with
everything.
I don't have a problem with Prince. He was one of the greatest of all time. He just wasn't the greatest. That's all.
Okay, all right, we're not going to go to this Michael Jackson versus Prince thing. And we're not even going to bring the Beatles into it. So we're just not going to go there.
What about the Bee Gees? Because staying alive with my joint.
Okay, love the Bee Gees. And I'm going to be a little bit of like a hipster music snob and say that I like the Bee Gees in the early years, back in the 60s, when they were kind of like a weird sort of, not really a Beatles knockoff, but they were just doing their own thing. And kind of like the Zombies, kind of like a bunch of different stuff. And they just made these really weird songs. And they were really cool. But the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack is the real deal.
Yeah, the only Bee Gees song I know is Staying Alive. That's it.
The whole soundtrack is good, man. More than a woman.
So,
There's only like 3 or 4 songs I can really stand.
More than a woman to me.
Justin Scott, you are absolutely correct. Even though Jennifer Aniston is not a musician, she is fine. She is fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll go along with that. I mean, she had a hairstyle named after her. She did. I mean, the Rachel was all the rage back in the day.
Yeah, I actually dated a girl that had the Rachel back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It lasted like a month.
Oh.
Well, things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krishna, thank you for the kind words there. So for some reason on YouTube the other day, I watched the Rembrandts, who are the band that did the theme song for Friends. They did like an acoustic duo version of the Friends theme, and I watched the whole thing. I have no idea why. That song annoyed the crap out of me so bad. Grease is the word that you heard.
I hate that movie.
It's got move, it's got feeling. Bam, 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 bam. It's the time, it's the place, it's the motion.
No.
I loved that musical.
You know what's funny is I don't know my phone number on my new phone, my iPhone.
That's okay.
I'm gonna try it right now. Oh, is it?
Oh, you know,
Yeah, Sam Jones. Sam
oh,
Jones is
that's
all
it.
capping you. He's like all capping you with how can you hate Grease? And I agree.
Sorry, man. I can't get into it. I mean, it's not like I just not for me, man. Like John Travolta looks cool and everything. It's just not for. Sorry.
No, dude, there's a whole like Grease was. I used to. There was a girl my age who lived in my
There's always a
neighborhood.
girl connected to all the music. There's always a girl.
Well, of course, I mean, music was
Always
all
the
about
girl.
getting to the girls. That was the whole thing.
Okay.
Always the girl.
No, but this girl my age in the neighborhood, the two of us would get together in my basement and we would act out the scenes from Grease. You know, like totally, hopelessly devoted to you, and you know, I got chills. They're multiplying, and all that stuff. I mean, I love that movie. I still really love the movie.
Hey, Zach.
Yo,
My man Willis wants to know: did you put a fast charger in the box for him?
no, I fucking should. Sorry, because that really pisses me off. That was one of my things in my collab. Like, man, 2018, get with the times, man. Like, no, I didn't, but I mean, I really should. You know what, Willis? If I have one kicking around here, one of the faster watt ones that like a third party makes, like a good brand like Ventive or something like that, I'll throw it to you, man. I will. I have to look around though, but if I have it, I'll throw it to you and Gabby. I'm sure I do, but let me look. No promises though.
Yeah, it's only
He's milking this man.
what is it? $79 total. $79 total to get the fast charger, isn't it? Like $20 for the cord and $59 for the.
Yeah, I've got third party stuff from like Ventive and Anchor and stuff like that that I've tested here and there. That'll be in upcoming videos.
Willis says he's got a couple already. So if you find one, send it to Gabby.
Oh, that's nice, man.
That reaction was everything.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So what else? What else are we talking about? We still going to talk about music because I could go all day.
Oh no. I think we're good with the music. I was just thinking about well, I mean, let's see. Is there any? There's no. There. I think we're done with phones pretty much for the year, right? I think we're done.
No. Well, there'll be a couple other smaller, like tier 2 type devices from other brands like Huawei and
Yeah, but I mean like
Samsung.
major phones.
Yeah, I can't.
Done.
OnePlus was the big one. I think that's it, unless LG decides to like be desperate.
No, LG's done.
So, Jason, are you getting any other phones this year for review, or are you done?
I mean, I think I'm going to probably try and get a hold of the OnePlus 6T.
So I forgot to wake up this morning when they went on sale like 7 o'clock my time. It was like 9 o'clock Eastern. I got on at like 3 hours after 10 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock Eastern, and they still had stock. In fact, check out oneplus.net. You can check right now. I bet you they still have plenty of stock, like shipping like tomorrow. Like mine, I got the shipping notice when I was in the stream. Mine has shipped, and I got a bunch of stuff coming for it.
That's cool. Yeah, there's no T-Mobile store in my town. No T-Mobile anything. There's not even a T-Mobile within like hours of driving distance. I don't know why, but there are no T-Mobile stores in Iowa. So I couldn't go to get one that way. But oh yeah, we got the Samsung Galaxy X, whatever it is.
Is that the flippable one?
Yeah,
The foldable one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're supposed
that's
to
right.
reveal that in November.
Yeah, so we'll see that.
It's not coming out this year though.
It's not going to come out, and I think $1,500. No. No.
Please stop.
I mean, I want to try the Mate 20 Pro.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
All right, you know what, Jason? Let's switch to a more serious topic.
Okay.
You know that the Google employee staged a walkout earlier today.
I saw those headlines. Yeah, I did not really read too much of the story, so I can't speak to it from an in-depth knowledge.
All right,
But I
so-
guess it was it was in reaction to sexual harassment policy.
Correct. What happened was that we found out a few days ago that Google let Andy Rubin go, and
Yeah.
Andy Rubin was the father of Android.
Yeah.
They let him out the company back in 2014, and they paid him a $90 million exit package.
Right.
Now, normally this really wouldn't make news, except for the fact that he was accused of sexual misconduct.
Right.
Actually, he was more than accused. Google found out that he was actually guilty of it, and
Right.
they paid him $90 million to exit out the back door quietly.
How
Knowing
much
that
did
he
they
did that.
pay the people, or the person or people that he sexually
Yeah.
harassed?
That we'll never know. 'Cause they probably, but yeah, that's why people were in the uproar, because Google, and he wasn't the only one. Google paid, I think, at least 3 more top level executives money to exit the company quietly, who were accused of sexual misconduct. So
Yeah.
people had enough, and they decided to walk out today.
Yeah. I mean, this is something we were talking about it on Friday Night Viper last
We
week,
were.
right?
Yeah.
And just the whole idea of there's an ingrained sense of entitlement when it comes to American men and the way that our culture in the way that our culture encourages us to view and treat women. It's part of our culture, unfortunately. And now it's being totally reinforced in a bunch of different ways that are, that are very, very unfortunate. Andy Rubin also, as Bob Grimes just said here, he started Essential, and one of the things that sort of was a big bump in the road for Essential was the fact that Andy Rubin had to take a quote unquote leave of absence.
Well, apparently because of the same thing.
Because of the same thing. Yep.
So 2 times he's been accused of sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
Even worse, actually worse. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, my hope is that I know from raising a kid now that kids have more examples. And the internet opens up a lot of space for kids to see a lot of different things and to be influenced by a lot of different things. Now, not all those things are going to be positive.
Yep.
But I think that this generation that's grown up with the internet has an opportunity to sort of change those ingrained, like, outdated role models, or how we view the role of the female in our culture versus the male, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, the thing that I was struggling with on Friday was trying to come up with solutions to solve the problem, but a couple of people on Twitter actually came up with a very good solution. The issue is that we have to get more women in positions of power, and that will if not stop, it will greatly slow down the sexual misconduct in the workplace. So I think that's a very good place to start, getting more women in positions of power.
Yeah. I mean, either as CEOs of their own companies, or the number of women who are running for elected office coming up this Tuesday is, as far as I know, a completely unprecedented number. Like, there have never been this many women running for office ever.
So good on them. Hopefully they will do well.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of it has to, that there was a cultural moment with the Me Too movement where people, I think maybe for the first time, plenty of people ignored it or made excuses for it. But a lot of people in the country sort of said, huh, that's really crappy. And started thinking about it in different ways. And I think I hope that movement and that conversation empowered women to try and do these things that we're seeing with seeking elected office and that kind of thing. Yeah, because we aren't, until we see women as powerful role models, we are not going to change our view as a culture. You know,
unfortunately, the current culture climate as it relates to women, it has men looking like a bunch of Neanderthals, really, and it's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really going to take a female president to turn the tide. You know, the people who are in power right now are going to get older, and they're not going to be, you know, cultural. They're not going to be as culturally relevant anymore. And if we're able to elect a female as president, that's where the real change can come and happen.
That would definitely be probably the beginning of something revolutionary for sure. Yeah. Will the crazy men ever let it happen though? I don't know, man. We just had Hillary run against Donald, and somehow she ended up losing the election to Donald Trump. Now, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get deep into politics.
I don't either, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's
messed up. Yeah, it's messed up.
It was an imperfect situation. Just in total.
Yep, I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I'm anxious to see what happens on Tuesday, and a little bit scared.
Yeah, a lot of people think Oprah's going to run for president, but we haven't heard anything about it, and I think we would have heard something by now. I'm guessing, so I don't think it can happen.
Well, she's out stumping for Stacey Abrams, governor in the governor's race in Georgia. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
but you know, there are plenty of good potential candidates who are female out there as well. So anyway, let's get away from the politics.
Yeah, people are saying Hillary was a piss poor candidate. I mean, she was the best candidate at the time. You would have thought, but apparently not. But yeah, let's get away from politics.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on. So yeah, not too many more phones coming out. We got a new iPad Pro coming next week. The foldable phone, which is not even practical at all, is coming. And John Prosser, I haven't watched this episode yet that he just dropped tonight, but this title of this episode, I mean, look at this. Yeah, he said Apple is purposely slowing down newer iPhones. No, they're not. No, they are not slowing down newer iPhones, John Prosser. What is going on?
That is not entirely true.
No, that's not true.
I mean, they said, okay, so I did some research on this today because I may do a video about it. They said when iOS 12 was coming that they weren't gonna include the iPhone 8s and the 10 in the program that they have where they will throttle the phone just to conserve battery life.
Yeah, then I thought a story today that said that I guess Apple changed their mind about that, but still.
Yeah, so this update 12.1 is including them in that. Now, that doesn't mean
that they're throttling the phone, right?
That because the battery life won't have gotten to a point where that stuff will kick in.
Amen. There you go. That's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
These phones are way too new to be even under the conditions needed to be throttled. So I hope I haven't watched the episode. I'm hoping it's just some type of clickbait because Apple is not slowing down newer iPhone people. They're not doing it.
I mean, they're putting the software in place that could do it. But at this point, a phone that's barely over a year old
is not being throttled.
No, because the battery, I think, isn't it that the battery has to go below 80% of its useful life?
I don't know.
I think that's the number. I think it's that 80% of their battery life potential. Once you get there, that's when that software will kick in and start do. But you can also opt out of it. Correct. There are settings in there to opt out of that whole thing.
Correct. But I think more than anything, they're just putting the feature in place. They're not actually throttling the phone. So let's pump the brake before we say Apple is throttling phones. Let's pump the brake. They're not throttling. They're just putting the feature in place. They're not throttling phones. Chill. I need people to chill.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time, maybe not too long ago, where I might have gone ape shit over that and made a video. But but yeah, I don't feel as though it's necessary. But I'm also not going to make a video like Apple apologist video where I correct people either.
No.
I'm doing my own thing these days. I'm not like the ambulance chaser going after these clickbaity stories anymore. At least not right now. Maybe one of these days again, but not right now.
We'll leave that for Unbox Therapy. That's what he does.
Yeah. I mean, he does. It's true.
Not that I don't like Lou. Lou is legit, but some of them titles though. Some of them titles, man, they be a little clicky. They be a little clicky. I'm just saying.
Well, I can't. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I've certainly had my share of clickable titles and thumbnails.
I know, Jason, but then they're clickable titles and then they're clickbait titles, man. I think we know the difference. I'm just saying.
Yeah. DJI awesome source. I joined and had full volume and a random guy laughs. OMG. I don't know what that means, but okay, welcome.
So yeah, hey, you never know what you get on these channels, man. We're crazy. So Myobi said that Lou is not legit anymore. Lou has 12 million subscribers, so I don't know if you can say he's not legit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Igor. There will be drama at some point again. I mean, the drama is always just like one video away.
Do you know he does a series called Can You Trust? That's what he does.
Yeah. So
it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to figure out what to do with the Can You Trust series now.
It should be an event and it should be a premiere. Maybe a little bit different.
Oh, don't you dare tell me to do a premiere.
No, it shouldn't be a premiere. I don't think I'm going to do premieres anymore until I see YouTube kind of fix what the issue is right now. I did have a big talk with Roberto about that as part of our call. So
yeah.
This part of the show brought to you by G Fuel.
All right, actually, this part of the show is the part where I actually bow out. So thank you, Jen, for having me.
What?
Yeah,
where
man.
you going?
I gotta go, man. I gotta go out tonight.
You
going out? It's almost 11 o'clock. Where are you going?
Know, right? I gotta go out. Thursday's my out night. But appreciate you just having me on. You all chatted up. Have a good evening.
All right, man.
Later.
See ya.
See you, dude.
Going out at 11 o'clock at night is
he's gonna conserve his energy for tomorrow.
Those days are gone. Can you trust Tim Cook? Can you trust Taylor Swift?
No.
Yeah, I might have to pivot away from YouTubers and toward other people,
like brands.
Brands, but brands are kind of like. I think one of the reasons that Can You Trust works is because it's people talking about people.
People are people.
Please don't do that.
You don't like Depeche Mode?
No, I really don't like Depeche Mode at all.
Really? That was a really good concert.
Yeah, in fact, when I was in college, I hid all the Depeche Mode CDs in my apartment. Why are you pouring that right by the microphone?
ASMR.
I don't. There might be something coming. Delink. There might be something coming. In that sort of vein. So. Who's supposed to take what back, Laser Brains?
I had such a good call with Roberto. I want to talk about everything we talked about, but if I do, I'll be giving away like stuff coming up on my channel. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, Roberto is the man. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, man. Like when I asked him the question, he had like 20 answers, and I'm like, "You did research my stuff."
Yeah. Genosis, not touching that with a 15,000 foot pole.
What do you say?
You can read it.
He says at Viper.
No, down here.
Can you trust a Paul? I mean, like a Paul brother?
Down here, can you trust our current president?
Oh, let me tell you this: CNN and Fox are some of the best reality stations that I watch right now on TV. If I want to laugh, I turn on those channels right now because all CNN is this: Russia, 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 Russia.
I don't watch the news, and I don't read the papers. I
I liked Trump at first as
What?
hold on. As a conservative, Canadian conservative, I'm putting on record right now, I do not like Trudeau one bit. But I liked Trump, but now I just think the dude is nuts. Like, forget about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been nuts. He's always been crazy.
Yes, you guys all need to move to Canada. Move into my house, 1,800 square feet, 6 bedrooms. Come on down.
Yeah,
and you get the lightsaber room. Hey, man, do you like my new light? That's one of those.
lava lamps. Yes, it's
No,
cool.
not the lava lamp, but the one behind it. That's one of those expensive.
I don't see the one behind it. I see the
The
lava
blue
lamp.
one that's like bright right behind the lava lamp.
I see the brightness, but I can't see what it is.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see. Well, see now that just tells me I need to reposition it.
Yeah.
It's there.
I think it might just be exposure.
Battery powered says I like the light.
Yeah. So what else do we have to talk about here?
I don't know, man. It's your thing. You just want to do
Yeah.
some. Is there anything that we didn't discuss on Tuesday?
Not that I can recall.
Oh God, that's good.
I mean, it's been a busy week for tech news, but
Yeah.
it's like the past couple of days have not been all that exciting.
So let me tell you what I have coming
Okay.
for the One Plus, because I did order today. I did 2 separate orders just to make sure. So I ordered a OnePlus 6T in 128 gigabyte capacity in the midnight black. That's the one that's not like glassy. Okay.
Right.
I ordered fast charger. I ordered the new USB-C bullet headphones. They're not the wireless. Okay. These are the new ones. I ordered the flip cover, the sandstone cover, the silicone cover, the protective cover, carbon cover. I almost got all of them except for I didn't order the wood ones because I wasn't impressed with those ones last year. So I didn't order that. And then I decided I want to show people the glassy one too. And that's the mirror black one.
Right.
So I ordered that in 128. And then I put out a tweet. So this is a plug. I put out a tweet and I said, I might give one away. I might give away one of those because returning stuff is such a hassle. Although it requires the same process to go ship stuff, but
Yeah.
whatever, right? So I might give one away. Might. That's what that was my day.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, apparently my Google order went out today. Apparently
Uncharted-
it should have arrived today. Apparently.
Uncharted Trucker asks if anybody's tried out the Pixel Stand. I have.
And did you get one? You got one with your free phone, right?
I did.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get one too, but whatever.
The Pixel Stand with the Pixel is a nice combination because it does like put it into this like nightstand mode where you can do like bedtime stuff, and then in the morning you can do wake up stuff, and it's pretty cool. Although I found those things to be very buggy when using it.
I see.
So that's that. And honestly, I don't know if it's buggy because I just don't have the final software build. I don't know anything, but
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know it's true.
Yeah, I can't believe we have to wait till next spring for that.
Yeah, and it's the last season.
I know, right?
They've already gone beyond what the books did anyway. So.
I only got into Game of Thrones around the middle of the 4th season. I'm like, this is pretty good. There's dragons, there's blood, and there's boobs. Like, I can get into this, right? And then I started reading, and I'm like, what? I don't understand the story here. So I was like, okay, honey, that's what my wife, not you. And I was like, we need to go back and watch these on demand. So we watched like 1 through 4.5 over the course of like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, we were into it. So I think around December, next month, December. Oh, wow, it's November 1st, right? December, we're gonna start watching like every week just to get back into it, to refresh ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, Genosis, I'm pretty sure that fast charging works for the iPhones. I've been using it on. I'm still using it with this phone. So it seems to. Kevin D, what was your question? I missed it. I missed it. So put it in this chat again. Yeah, I need to get my HBO subscription back.
Oh, I fixed my internet. Can you tell? There was no problems tonight.
No, yeah, it's good.
So I have a mesh network with like 7 nodes around the house or whatever, that Luma thing, right? So my speeds were not getting approved, even though the my ISP did a bunch of resets. And then I realized that my modem from my internet provider was either in or out of bridge mode. The point is that they turned off the wireless on it because I asked them to, because I have my own here. So they turned it back on. They showed me how to log in and turn it on. And I turned off the 2.4 and I turned on the 5G. It's just in the next room. So now this computer is directly connected to a 5G directly to the modem rather than going into the mesh into the modem, right? And I think it's a lot better. I think it sounds and looks a lot better. So it should be better for streams in the future.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Nerd talk.
Mark Yates, thank you, man. And yes, the struggle is daily, and you just got to take it, as they say, one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That might sound cliche, but it really is the best way to approach any of that stuff. LeBaron, I like the idea of a what if series. Like what if Steve Jobs wasn't dead?
That could be a really good series, man, because it's like purely speculative.
Yeah. Yep. That would be pretty cool. I'll have to put some thinking into that one.
Some thinking?
Yeah. All right, people are trying to figure out what a Canadian conservative is, Zach, but we don't need to go into it.
We live out west mostly.
Andrew
Scheer's our next prime minister. Watch.
We're in America, man. We don't pay any attention.
I know you don't. I know.
You play weird football, and
I don't watch CFL football a lot. If I get free tickets, I'll go. Like my brother-in-law has season tickets, and I'm like, sit outside, the sun in my eyes, and whatever other weather comes along, or at home on my nice comfy couch with the G Fuel, not sponsored, and some snacks.
Canadian football. I can't believe that you're not a season ticket holder for the Calgary Stampeders.
I can't believe you know the fucking name. I'm sorry, I swore again. Holy cow, how do you know the name? Are you paying attention or did you go look it up?
No, I know a lot about football.
Wow, man.
So yeah, I do know the names of most of the Canadian Football League teams. I do know that they play for the Grey Cup.
We used to have 2 Rough Rider teams, the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and the Ottawa Rough Riders. And to hear a play-by-play on the radio, Rough Riders got the football, they're heading down the 40, they're doing
the best. Alice asking, would you recommend updating the Note 5 to the S8 Plus or any other phone? I mean, if you like the Note phones, the Note 9 is really the way to go. It's a fine phone in so many ways. So that's what I would suggest as a first option. I mean, then the Note 8 is another option. The S8 Plus is a good phone, but it doesn't have the pen. So, am I an iPad guy? I so desperately want to be an iPad guy. Like, I love the fact that you can write with the pencil. I've done journaling and note taking and other kinds of stuff. But it always seems like I start using it and then I quickly don't continue the habit.
Did you see this? Check this out.
What?
Here. Is there anything personal on here that you guys don't want to see? Okay, my email address is covered up. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I'm gonna share this one screen.
Okay.
This picture that I just saw now. You see that? Guess who did that?
Gabby
did that. So there's the yellow, the coral, and the red. That's awesome.
Coral.
I'm so surprised that Willis took the yellow, but that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna exit out of this, but that's cool.
Am I familiar with arena football? Well, to a
I've seen
certain
American football a couple times. I saw the XFL when it was here once.
So there was there was an arena football team here in Cedar Rapids, but then there were also the Iowa Barnstormers, which their most famous player would be one Kurt Warner, who went on to be, I think, the MVP of a Super Bowl or the MVP of the league or something like that. So I do know a little bit about arena football, but not as much as when I was growing up, ESPN would play. ESPN was like desperate for content, so they would play the CFL games, and so I would watch them. And I don't understand why
Here's
the
a fun
field.
fact: when you're watching television, usually when they have a football game in the background or something like that, they're using CFL because the rights are easy to get a hold of than NFL.
I believe it.
Did you know that? No, you do.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, the NFL is going to charge you like they're going to
Oh yeah.
take a kidney.
You ever watch what's the Rock show he's on? Ballers.
I have not watched that show.
I'm surprised they get away with some of the stuff they say because like he's taking on the NFL right now and everything like that and saying all these scandalous things. But again, it's got the backing of HBO. So
Well, I think that the NFL needs to have somebody give him hell because the NFL, they're. I don't like the way the NFL is governed. Let's say, basketball. You mean like the Mike Judge movie, basketball?
basketball.
So let's see. I'm looking for more questions. The Rock is I've heard that show is good. I have. I have a question for you, Zach.
Yo.
So the Carl. Is it because I haven't seen it in real person life? Is it more skin toned or is it like pinkish or?
It's more like a peach.
Peach.
Yeah,
So
it's
kind
more
of
like
orangey.
a peach color. That's why I used a peach emoji when I sent out the tweet. It's definitely like a peach, but under the right lighting, it looks good. Like it doesn't look quote unquote girly. Like I almost picked this one. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good. It's nice. I mean, iJustine's video, she really accentuated it more, I think, with her color grading and everything like that. But it's not as in your face as what it looks like in her video. Like this is what you're here. You know what I'm gonna do? Here, hold on. Okay. So like I'm under normal lighting.
Right.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So let me focus this in. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I see. So it's kind of like those popsicles, like the orange cream sickles.
Yeah, very similar.
So
yeah, very similar. Like it's they're all really good unisex colors, despite what you may think. Honestly, they're all good. I mean, I didn't get the black and white because they're kind of boring.
yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like a good minimal, just black phone.
The red though is definitely like a Ferrari red, like Gabby said though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I got it right here.
Yeah. I got it right here.
Yeah. So, because my daughter is due a new phone. She's had the 6S for over 2 years, and she's due for a new phone. And her birthday is this month, so I'm thinking maybe a 10R, maybe a 10R for the daughter.
Cool.
Is that like overkill for a 15-year-old?
No, I don't think so. I mean, she's had an iPhone before, right?
Yeah, but I just don't want it to be like, oh, geez, your dad must be rich.
No. It's not that expensive. It's a good investment. You guys are all in the ecosystem. I think it makes the most sense. The camera, I'm so impressed. Like for a single lens system, again, this is why I'm doing a year with this phone, because I feel as though, and I agree with you, that this was the flagship. This is what they wanted everybody to get, not necessarily And I know it's easy to say, but the specs, the 10, whatever the 10. But honestly, the 4 concessions that this makes compared against the 10s and the 10s Max, it's worth it. This has real value compared to like the 10s and 10s Max. You can make an argument against the pricing of those. For the price that this comes at, is good value for an Apple system. Now, yes, it probably could be priced lower. If it was at $699, damn, right?
If they priced it at $699, that phone would destroy all phones.
Oh yeah,
It would be the one phone to rule them all.
I'm going to say this right now. If you're in the market for an iPhone, if you know you want to go to an iPhone, you know you want the ecosystem and all that, you get an iPhone XR this season. If you want an Android, you get the OnePlus 6T. And I could already comfortably say that because I've owned their phones in the past and I've seen what they presented last night. Even better yet, if you get yourself on a OnePlus 6, the previous iteration through GearBest or some other third party, do it. I promise you, you will be happy. There were times in the last couple of months I used my OnePlus 6 over the Note, because the experience was, in my opinion, just as good. Okay, that's nothing against the Note. If you want to go premium big balls all the way, you get the 10s, 10s Max on the Apple side. You want to go premium big balls all the way, you get the Note 9. Right? So again, budgets, iPhone XR. For also on the budget side, for Apple, you get the XR. For Android, you get the OnePlus 6 or 6T. On the premium end, for Apple, you get the 10s or 10s Max. And for the big boy, you get the Note 9. Those are my suggestions for this season. You will not be unhappy. If you don't know which way you want to go, you keep on tuning into the videos, and hopefully we can help you make that purchase decision. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I just did a whole video for you guys right there.
I think you make good points there, Zach, about just the
Are
whole...
you writing this down to do a video? To stealing my ideas?
No, I'm not. I'm looking for something.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys right now. When some of the bigger tubers do their smartphones of the year and everything, I'm betting that what I just told you guys in terms of top 2 on budget and on the expensive end, my choices will line up.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't say Mate 20 Pro is because it's not available through a carrier through you guys through the United States. But if you can afford that, that's also another good choice.
But that's pretty expensive, though, isn't it?
It is. It's up there. I would say the Note is a better value on the upper end because the price has already come down to like 7. Can you trust Zach? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Bring it. You find yourself a new partner. Geonosis, I support Zach's choices. Geonosis, the contest is over. I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am more impressed with the iPhone XR than I expected to be. Any kind of reasonable expectation, I'm more impressed than what I expected.
With what, the XR?
Yeah. And
it's everything that Apple wanted to do this year. And for people saying, "What, that screen?" Until you see it, okay. I have a video coming out where I compare the screens between the OLED on Note 9, and I'm sure it's been done before, but you got to make sure you put those things in their max resolutions and everything like that. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do a side-by-side, apples to apples, as it were, no pun intended, make sure you put both at 720, 720 kind of thing. But honestly, when I put the XR at its max and I put my Note at max, yeah, I can tell a difference. Is it uncomfortable and not fun to watch the XR? No.
No, it's not. I mean, when I was doing my sort of review of the XR, I was comparing the screen with the XS Max. Can I tell the XS Max is a better screen? Yes. Is it like, wow, that screen's awesome and this one is not? No. They're both awesome screens, but the OLED is apparent. When you really look at sharpness, color, etc., etc.
If you go to a 4K video, right, like one of these HDR, of course you're going to see that, right? But
right.
I mean, if you're just watching regular content, if you're watching our content and everything, like I record in 4K, you know that. You do 1080. I only do 4K because I'm a snob like that, basically. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
The notch still sucks, obviously, when you expand the video. But if you don't expand the video, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I promised myself that I was going to get in bed somewhere around 11 o'clock as many nights of the week as I could do it.
You don't want to now?
Well, I'm going to force myself to because I don't want to, like, I need to like pay my sleep debt, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end the stream, but I want to thank everybody for stopping by and being here and asking your questions. And for all the kind words about the video I put up today. Thank you all so much. Again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. This has been a live stream where I answered your questions. Thank you, Decaf. Thank you, Zach, for being here. Viper for being here. Love you guys all. And I will see you in the next time. Until the next time, I'm out.